With all the craziness in this world, we are here to have open and honest conversations to help navigate our thoughts.
Sometimes we are right and sometimes we're wrong. But in the end, if we aren't learning, we aren't living.
This is Phillip.
And this is Wes.
And we are
Two Bottles Deep.
And I didn't have things plugged in. And we did an hour and 12 minutes of complete silence.
Then we're like, let's edit this. Let's go back and look. And it's
We could have added subtitles, I guess. That would have been.
It was just a
we could
lot
have made
of-
it up. Yeah, that would have been fun.
It was
What
the
does
best
he
I've ever
say?
seen Jason. Completely quiet. But anyway, so thank you for doing this again and
Yes.
laughing at the same jokes.
Very excited to be here. Thank you.
Good.
Yes.
So recently you guys went to the HRC dinner.
Yeah.
My very first one, and Jason's been to a few. His buddy Brett came up.
Mm-hmm.
Always a treat to see Brett.
Yes.
And we had a big old time.
We did. About, what was it, I guess now? About 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Held at the Renaissance every year. Great fundraising opportunity there. Of course, you know, the big topic was the drag bill here in Tennessee.
The old drag bill coming about.
Had some really big fundraising numbers. It was a very successful night. They honored TJ Osborne. So
From Brothers Osborne,
Yes, had a-
CMA, ACM, and Grammy Award-winning country duo band.
yes, he had a table full. His whole entire family was there, which was great to see. Supporting
Straight
him.
allies.
You think he had
Yes.
to pay for all the family?
Maybe he did. Yeah.
I bet he didn't.
I'm sure a big donation came through that night.
There was
Yeah.
a state senator there, which was an advocate for us. Just an all in all great night. They did something different, though. They don't normally do. They had a little section of the ballroom cut off, and afterwards they did a drag show.
Oh,
Which
what song
was-
did you do?
They definitely didn't want that to happen.
That's
so.
true.
But all in all, it was a great evening.
Good. And y'all dressed up. Y'all looked good.
Oh,
You looked
thanks.
handsome. Well, one of you
Yeah.
did. I'll let you figure it out.
He's talking about Brett. Brett
Yeah,
had the,
Brett looked
even
perfect.
I think it was TJ Osborne went up to Brett. It's like, I need that coat. I
He
need
did.
it.
He
Yes,
looks
he
great.
did. That was
It
something.
was
He hasn't
phenomenal.
let that go since.
Tell him the YOLO pick, Jason. Like I
Oh,
was not
YOLO.
gonna.
You only
I
live
wasn't-
once.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was not going to do this, and then Jason's like, "We're doing it."
Oh yes.
At
So
the end,
at the end, they were all. I mean, we were just getting ready to leave, and his table. They just started to congregate around his table, and I guess take pictures and selfies and all that good stuff. So I was like, "Come on, guys, let's do this." And Wes was like, I don't think we
Yeah.
should. I was like, "Come on, YOLO, guys, you only live once. Let's do this." So I was pushing over waiters and trays and trying
Wow.
to get through.
he was just.
What was your opening line?
I think I said
Come here often.
Man, you're tall. No, I think it was just something like I appreciated your speech. I'm a great fan of you and your music. It was so good to see your family. Can I get a
Yeah.
picture? You know, that's
He's like, dump your boyfriend. You know,
Yeah.
the normal things.
Yeah, he was super nice. I mean, super nice.
And his brother took photos
Yes.
with us as well. And John, his brother, in Brothers Osborne, he's the one with the big beard, right? And his wife was there. I mean, she probably has had the baby by now. Like
She
she was
had-
ready to pop, and they were standing up, doing standing ovations. They were
Yep.
every speech. It was just neat to see a brother in country music support his gay brother.
He
right?
he was so humble. Like I reached him first as we were headed up there, and I was like, "Do you mind if I get a picture?" And he was like, "Well, TJ's over there. He's the man of the hour."
Yeah.
I mean, he was just so humble. But
Yep.
you know, Brett made a point that he's like, "You are just as important a part of this as anybody." So, and which I agreed. So I was like, "Let's get
Yeah.
a picture." So they were super nice.
Thanks him
super,
for being
nice.
there.
Great evening.
It sounds like a wonderful event. What did they serve, by the way? What was the dinner? I always want to know. Was it? Can I guess?
They had a
Yeah, you can't. You probably could guess because
Was-
it's that
nailed it.
standard like
Yeah, chicken,
chicken. It was steak. It was steak.
same thing.
Yeah.
A steak. You had some sort of
Probably.
potato.
Yes,
Yeah.
actually,
Was it a
Mashed
oven
potato.
roasted or mashed?
mashed.
Now there's got to be something green on the plate.
Yes, there
Was it a steamed broccoli?
It was. Yes.
What do I manage the Renaissance?
You see, he
And
saw the old
a few
banquet
carrots.
order.
All I'm saying, if I'm paying $190, I better get more than chicken. That's my only complaint. I want there to be better
Yep.
food.
The most expensive broccoli I've ever eaten.
Yeah.
Oh,
was
that's
that.
right.
It's-
West
They
couldn't even
were-
eat all
they-
of it.
They were trying to push their veggies, and I'm like, no, I'm good. I did have the cheesecake at the end because that is
He
vegetarian.
couldn't eat it all.
Yeah.
I couldn't
Turns
eat
out
it all, could
cheesecake is
It
vegetarian.
is not vegan.
Oh yeah.
Oreos are vegan.
And
though.
see, that is, I mean, they gave you two options.
they give you-
Oreos or
and-
cheesecake?
They gave you chocolate cheesecake or the
then-
regular standard
right.
with like raspberry.
Oh, okay. I thought they were giving
So-
Oreos out.
No, that would have been nice. But they had a great time. We saw Olivia Ruth Hill.
Yes.
Remember, she was on
Yes.
our show. And look at me asking if you remember. I'm the one that
I
forgets.
was going to say, you don't
Phil.
remember being here earlier.
Where are we at?
It was great to
Um,
meet a few of your guests in person. So
Anne Marie Zansel about internalized homophobia. I think
Mhm.
she did.
Mhm.
Saw her and her wife, and Jeff Syracuse, a straight ally, city council. Mayor David Briley, a former mayor of
yeah.
Nashville, was there. I did not see Billy or Marsha Blackburn. They may have been busy that night.
Oh, yeah. She was
I'm
having dinner with one of her
appalled.
lobbyists, I'm sure.
She was wrapped up with the NRA.
Yeah.
But there was just, I mean, there were a lot of straight people there. It was a great community. The speeches were uplifting. You just felt empowered. And I think they wanted to raise what, 25,000, Jason?
that's right.
And it was
50.
50,000.
That's
Did a lot.
It is.
Nailed it.
Carry the three. Yeah. So it was
Such a
it was a
good
great night. Jason's condo is not many blocks from the Renaissance, but we Ubered because it was raining, and the SEC basketball.
Yes, the SEC Alabama game of all
All right,
teams
go
was-
team. And so we get in the Uber on the way home, and we get in, and it's like, Fox Radio, Candace Owens, and this big old guy. His name was Jason too. He's like, my name's Jason too. Get on in. And because Jason had done the cab, and so he quickly turns down like the Fox Radio, and I mean they're just spewing hate, right? So anyway, he's sitting in there. He's like, "What have y'all been up to tonight?" No, we're in Texas, right? And I said, "Oh, the HRC Gala." And then he probably thought it was like the Hillary Rodham Clinton something. I don't know what he thought. He did not know what it was. Oh, what's that? I said, oh, there was a drag show and Brothers Osborne was there and a great LGBTQ event. He's like, y'all into boats? He just changed the subject. And I'm like, we were downtown Nashville. I
He
don't know where
said,
a boat.
I'm conservative, right?
Is that what he said?
Yes, he said.
Oh, I
I
didn't know
hope
that.
that was when he turned. He heard the word drag show. That was
And
when
I'm
he
like,
reached
girl, come on.
slowly and just turned the channel.
And I'm up front and he's uncomfortable. So I'm going to talk more. And then so we started talking about boats and I mean, it was like a 6-block drive.
Y'all
but
into boats.
y'all into boats.
I mean, at least he
It was
didn't.
weird.
It was nothing hateful, he said, I guess. He just
It was-
changed the subject.
It was very respectful
That's true.
and I wish him well.
Yeah.
I don't know what to
Wish
say.
him
Like,
well.
I don't know what to say.
I hope he
He's
doesn't die.
Yeah. But you could tell he was like, yeah, ready for them to get out. But
Sure.
again, too, that's your feelings. But he was a very nice person and he didn't know what to say. So he started talking about something else, which is totally acceptable, I think.
Sure.
Don't you find
Right.
that? I mean, don't you find that interesting? Like, you run into these people who don't believe the same thing, and they're just like at a loss for what to say. And I'm like, I'm a human being. We can talk about anything other than
Drag.
gay, anything. Like, you don't have to be speechless around me.
Yeah. Yeah. Just be a good conversationalist.
Yes.
Speaking of conversationalist, you were there the day Phillip and I met, but don't remember meeting. Is that
That's right.
correct?
Yes. I remember.
None of us, we don't remember that.
So we used to do Sunday fun days over in East Nashville. So Three Crow.
Three Crow.
Yes.
That's my crow.
A dying goat.
That was spot on
Thank
too, by
you.
the way. Wow.
We're a pterodactyl.
Thought they were in the room.
They will be.
So I think I was with you, Wes, that day, and we had gone to Three Crow after brunch, and Phillip was there with
Oh.
Antoine and Omar.
Okay.
And we had, if for those of you who don't know, me and Wes met through our industry. We
Did
were
we?
both in property. Yes.
I don't
Lord.
remember meeting you either.
Who are you?
You should probably take all 3 pills, honestly.
Bill Ginkgo.
But yeah, so when we
No, we did.
arrived there, I was like, I have somebody you have to meet.
He's like, you're not going to believe this shit. I remember laughing that day.
Well,
and
the best thing about Phillip, well,
Oh, I'm all ears. Let me turn the volume up here.
I mean, he doesn't meet a stranger, right? So, I mean, he just goes all in immediately as if he's known you for 10 years.
I'm sure I asked some fairly personal questions within
Probably
seconds
made
of meeting
Wes very uncomfortable a few times, but hey,
Hey,
here he is. So
I don't
must
know.
have worked out.
They used to have the 2-for-1s, and I was quite
Oh,
fond
that's right.
of
The
the
tokens. They
2-for-1s.
did
Give
the
you a
wooden
token,
tokens.
You get the line and
Oh, that's
coupon
right.
beers.
Mhm.
You get home and have like all these tokens. Well, I would get home and have all these tokens. I'm like, can I go back to the arcade?
It was just a great spot. They had a great
Oh, it was great.
patio.
I miss it.
I do too, actually.
Oh, we have Rosemary and the Beauty Queen now. That's kind of
That's a
stepped
great.
up.
That's a great spot. They have a really good rooftop area.
Yeah.
So
With swings.
swing.
Yeah, swings.
Yeah, they like instead of bar stools, they have swings.
I thought you said
It's a
slings at first. I was like, that's the other bar you went to.
It's the one with the blackout curtains, right?
I
Yeah.
love watching people when they first get in. When they first
Where
get
are
in
we?
those swings, because they're
Yeah.
roped and suspended by the ceiling, and so people like gingerly are like,
Right.
Is it
Gonna
gonna
give?
hold me?
Yeah, I want to see somebody like giving it all, just like really rearing back and like slamming into the bar. This is fun.
Yes, I'll tell you what. Well, we've been out a lot. Jason? I want to know one of your stories that includes Phillip,
Oh.
whether it's downtown, midtown, wherever.
Jason, be very careful.
Jay,
There are family members that listen to this.
PG.
No, you can be as crazy as you want.
Wow, there's so many. But honestly, the one that really stands out was it back in 2020 when right before COVID and everything shut down. We were doing our normal thing. We went out to Tribe, and this was probably at the tail end of the night, so we were pretty plastered by then. And back in those days, that it was still the larger Tribe, the original Tribe, and then the Susie Wong section.
Mhm.
Well, there was this floating partitioned wall that was kind of a
God.
separator between the front door and the rest of everything else.
He knows where this is going.
And he was trying to just, be his normal self and funny. And so he thought he would kind of comedically lean against the wall. And
Was it not a wall?
and then it gave.
Yeah, what a
and
wall.
was not a wall. And he about fell into this large trash can that was sitting right beside him.
It looked like a wall to me. And you're just like,
He was gone.
And of course, after evenings like that, I always would normally get morning texts of what he would like just dive into his pantry and anything and everything that he could find, So like I would get pictures of this picture of thing of sour cream,
tracks.
black pepper mill,
Yeah.
and sunflower seeds.
Look, in my defense, when I was in college, we used to do what we called pre-belling, which is you would go to Taco Bell and get a bunch of food and you would put it in your fridge. So when you got home,
That's smart.
then you could have food when you got home.
That's smart.
Pre-belling. I just continually forget to pre-bell. So I would get home starving. I couldn't go through Crystal drive-through anymore or walk through it because I got banned.
Oh, that's another story.
So
That's another
I would just go
story.
home and whatever was available. So I like all three of those items independently. And I thought, why not make a beautiful casserole of sour cream? And
Maybe that's what you were doing that night that I met you at your place before we went out. And when we were standing at the elevator, a pizza delivery man showed up and we were leaving. And he was like, that smells good. Wonder who ordered that. He's like, let's watch. And so he walked all the way close to his apartment. He's like, wait. And then he started knocking on his door. He's like, oh, that's my apartment.
You ordered
He had ordered a pizza and forgot about it.
I was trying to pre-bell and then forgot about pre-belling.
Yeah, you pre-dom.
Yeah,
It's
right.
Domino's.
Pre-dom.
Pre-dom.
Maybe
I want to pre-dom it.
That was in his pre-dom stages.
I got a text from Phillip. He woke up one day. There was your wallet and a pink boxing glove, or a wallet was in the freezer, and then you ordered large pink boxing gloves.
Yeah,
Those are our late night Amazon orders.
I feel like every story involves me being really drunk.
this other time, you weren't drunk at this point. We just got to the underground. There was a younger, I think they were here for like a 21-year-old's birthday, but the grandma was with them, the mom, the dad, the aunts, the uncles, the cousin, Bubba. He had his Wranglers and boots on. And Phillip proceeds to tell him his elevator taco story about tooting in the elevator, letting go. There's somebody, and the grandma's like, "That is funny, but why are you telling me that?" But you had that entire cabana group. I mean, it was just, and there was probably 30 people.
Or when he goes around the bar marrying the ketchups.
Never a dull moment.
I mean,
with
I feel like if you come in hot with a hot story that's kind of making fun of yourself, people are going to probably let their guard down and be a little bit more okay with.
That's true. Yeah.
So I think I do it for a reason, but I maybe could change. I don't have to always talk about farting in elevators or the time I pooped myself.
Yeah,
that was at the stage rooftop. I was telling them, the lady friend, she said, "I have no idea why you're telling me this." I said, "Just stick with me, sweetheart. You will." And then we exchange. She DMs me a lot now. She's always commenting on.
But it's also too. That's the spreading the joy and the love and just laughter.
Yeah, it makes them laugh.
Our friend group does. You go out to have fun.
That's right.
And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. So many fun memories.
Yeah, and speaking of who you're dating, Jason. Yeah, catch me.
Who's Jason?
Quite
dating?
the transition there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We're all bottoms.
Everybody's transitioning these days. Who are you dating? What's your love life looking like?
I mean, I'm not dating anybody. I'm not going on any dates, but
That's dating.
I'll occasionally, do the old grinder thing from time to time.
Oh,
okay.
Wait, so you don't want to go on dates?
No, I really don't. I mean,
Mhm.
I just find them to be too much work.
It's going on right now. I mean, there's a lot of, we were talking about this not long ago, even with a bunch of our straight friends, people are kind of over the dating world.
I just find it exhausting.
It's too much.
It's almost like you're going on a job interview every single, however often you like to go on dates. I mean, every single time you're just trying your best to sell yourself. And I'm just like, oh my God, it's just so exhausting. It just, and so I'm confession time. I do kind of do it backwards. So I hook up with the person first. And then if it was a great time and we connected at that point, then maybe we go grab coffee or dinner or movie or whatnot. So,
like right after?
Not right after.
Like 4 minutes later, he's like, "You want to go see Smurfs?"
No, I've said it before. You test drive before you talk about the financing. You got to get it done. There's nothing wrong with that.
I don't. I mean, it's been successful for me. So, I mean, I've made great friends through hookups. So I don't necessarily.
Is that how you met Wes?
No, I don't think I'm the right color.
And Wes likes to court. Wes would never.
Yes. No.
Wes would never.
I'm telling you what. You and Wes both. I mean, you love to go on dates.
You do.
Especially Wes loves a coffee date.
A good coffee date. Have one
and
literally right after this.
I would probably do it that way versus going on dinner and then you're about halfway into it and then it's just not going well. So you're like,
and they tell
anxiously
you,
awaiting
they tell you
on
they're
the
a
check.
witch.
That was
He's older than I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. No, I don't want to commit to an hour and a half. I think if we had good banter and they would voice message me back and I know what they sound like, and then I'm like, okay, I could go to dinner with that person, but that has to happen. I'm not going to meet you if I haven't heard about you.
The voice is a big thing for you.
The voice is a big thing. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It is because every app, usually they have that thing that you can hear them.
I can just imagine
So what would happen? What would happen?
I'm like, hello.
No, this is Wes. Hey, how you doing?
That is not me.
You want to get coffee? And they show up and Wes is like, "Hey, girl.
Hi.
No, I do. It matters to me.
So what would happen though if you don't get the voice ahead of time and then they show up and
Wes is like, dear God.
I'm gone.
I was gonna order a frappuccino, but I think it's gonna be
that
a
charity event got
dark
pushed up
roasted.
9 hours.
I think it's gonna be a dark roasted coffee, black, straight up, because that's how I like it.
Or I get you're the podcast guy, so is this date going to be on? Is it going to be on an episode? And I'm like, probably.
If
Like,
if it's not more interesting than this, it's not.
Yeah, we're the voice is a big thing for me. Some people have certain things, but a voice is they don't have to sound like the Brawny Man, which I guess he doesn't talk.
I don't think we've ever heard the Brawny Man, have we?
He's silent.
I'm pretty sure.
They don't have to be a lumberjack, right?
All right.
So,
But how? What octave is too high for you?
You just know when you know.
All right. How about
you
this?
Just know.
Hey, Wes.
That's cool.
Hey, Wes.
No.
See,
So octave 3.
hateful.
What's an octave?
Just-
I'm not hateful. Like why?
Okay,
why
but
is
don't
that
you,
hateful?
But don't you think like that's something they can't really control?
That you can. See?
Well, just because you have a radio voice doesn't mean everybody
No,
else
but
does.
I would connect with someone probably. Like I mean, not into the super femme.
Right.
A lot of friends are that way, and
Who?
some people aren't. To me,
Is that us? He said
I
a
have-
lot of
I
his
have
friends
2
are that
friends.
I mean,
way. I don't know.
We all have our thing.
I
And there's
don't-
nothing wrong with that.
I mean, you two both know I don't mind.
Yeah, we know.
They also
We've seen
can't be
them.
over 22. So, oh my God, I did not mean to say that out loud. Edit that.
No.
It's fine.
Not on video, you can't.
Anyway, Jason, how's everything else going? Back to us. Phillip, are you
I don't
dating?
date because none of them have transportation.
Oh, me. All right, I'll take it from here. Oh, it looks like Wes's camera's off.
Dropped a
Oh,
collar.
goodness.
God.
Dating, am I? After I had the one date that ended really badly with me licking the guy's lip and he ended up with like a shit stain on his pants. Not related to anything I did.
Have you
Well,
told that story here
yeah.
yet?
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah, actually I have a date tonight.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Where are you
Okay.
going?
I'm going
time?
to
6'5".
We're
black.
gonna, Jason, what do you?
6'2", eyes are blue. That's you know that's wrong. Are you
Yeah,
kidding
no,
me?
that's
Yeah,
not right. Eyes are brown.
He is too.
He is too.
Gucci, 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 goo. Has anybody seen my man?
Ferragamo.
Yeah, so I'm going. I don't want to tell you where I'm going because we're
Go,
going to
show
show
us.
up.
Yes, we
Xiao
will.
Bao Biscuit.
I've never
Oh,
been
you're
there.
going there. Like, is that real? Like, you made that?
Oh, you mean it? I mean, what?
Wes is like, how'd you get
He
in?
just said
Where
it
is it? Is it a
Oh,
haunted
yeah.
house?
Kind of reminds you of that line from it's like, oh, you're really doing it, aren't you? You're shitting in the street. From that Bridesmaids.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the best.
Oh, you're
part.
really going
I did
there.
see that
Yeah,
movie.
it's called, the restaurant's called Xiao Bao Biscuit. It's obviously an Asian influenced fusion place. This gentleman loves food as well as me and said, pick anything. And we've had phone calls,
Okay.
so I know his voice.
Oh,
Where is
good.
this place? I've never heard of this.
It's in East Nashville. Yeah, it's a restaurant out of Charleston that moved here. They used to be at the Dive Motel. I'm not sure why I'm giving a history of a restaurant. In the early 80s.
Sean Brock, the owner.
Right.
Yeah.
What is restaurant? So yes, I had a
Place
date
was
tonight
Harold.
at a
How'd you
restaurant
meet him?
on Tinder.
Oh, swiped right.
Oh,
So how long before you heard his voice?
Not intentionally, because I don't care. I mean,
Okay.
I that's not my thing.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That is okay.
Thank you. I agree. Wes gave me permission. I like all voices. No,
I like all voices.
he wanted to talk quickly the second day we met because he was running late and didn't have time to text. But he was like, "I can talk on the phone if you want to talk." And I'm like, "Sure."
Ooh, winner.
So I was
Love
like,
that.
"Hey, what's up? It's Phillip here."
did you
No,
alter?
how do
Did
you
you
do it?
alter
You
your
do,
voice?
you do.
when-
You
no,
think about it.
no,
You
because
think
I
about
know
it.
he listens to the podcast, and I made the comment. I said it's a little unfair sometimes because people know not
Right.
people, like everybody, but most of the world knows me. Joke.
No, they do.
But no, some guys will, have listened to everything. And so they know quite a bit of history. And, all I know is what they're willing to share on Tinder. So I said, I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions because I don't, you know a
He
lot
knows
about me.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do
So
y'all
see.
do y'all get like requests from people? Like, do you want to go on a
They
date?
don't. Well, no,
The
they're just like
listeners.
they don't want to go on a date
No?
because they're like,
Yeah,
it'll be
a lot of
on
it's like
the
they
show.
think they're going to end up with us being like, well, you're not going to believe what this bitch did. Like, so
We would never do that.
no. Never.
On next week's episode,
Guess who I dated?
So this guy. No.
dating, but we need to look in dating. It's a different day and age. Everything's online, but we're trying to get away from that. But it should still be fun.
Yeah.
But it gets super tiring. 4 and 5 dates a week. You like,
What?
there's literally no.
Are
downtime.
you doing that?
Yes.
Oh, my
I don't say no.
God.
I've said no, and I've been told no.
4 or
I've been
5
told
dates a
no
week? Are
a
these
lot.
different men?
Is that a benchmark of yours
Yes.
or?
It's not not every week, but some weeks are like people are like, oh, I'm in town or I'm not traveling. And it's like somebody's traveling for 2 weeks. You want to fit them in, right?
Just think.
But they're new to town. I thought, oh, yeah, you're not.
No,
this
if they're
is-
traveling. If they're
You're okay
traveling.
with dating traveling?
Oh, yeah, if they travel like for work or whatever, but not
Just-
if they're here like once a month.
Yeah.
Just
Sure
the thought.
is.
Just the thought of that exhausts me.
It's very exhausting, but I can't say no. Like single again.
What do you mean you
It's been
can't say
4
no?
months. It's been 4 months, and maybe I do have an issue with being alone. I've always said I don't because I do love my alone time, but I do. Sorry, my this needs like ironed. I do. I feel like I just like want to be on a date.
All the time. What are your questions? Like, you've done it a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
what are your
Do
go-to
Do you have
questions?
the same questions you go through? Like,
No, it depends on the person. So I like to travel. Also, I like to know where people are from, what they do, what they find interesting about their job. I could care less about their favorite car, favorite color, but it's like, oh, tell me
Well,
about
you're
a trip.
colorblind,
Or
so.
yeah, exactly. That's a pretty great.
What's your favorite color? I can't recognize.
So yeah, just normal questions, and you want to dive deeper, right? Not like too deep on a first date. 'Cause
No.
it's like a half hour.
But what's something that could happen that you're like, I'm out? I mean, besides the voice.
Oh gosh. Maybe a certain manner is. I mean, if you click or
Yeah,
not.
but there's
It's
not
just
like
a
a-
natural thing. Oh, yes, there is one. If they're always looking down at their phone, I think that's rude.
Yeah.
well, they're
If
clearly
you're not into it,
disinterested.
yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, it's work. Yeah, I don't care if it's work. Don't look at it for a half hour.
I'm triggered by the cell phone thing because my ex used no, not that. It isn't that. It's just that my ex, which this was a sign for me. So this is just me, but he would always, when he would set his phone down, it would be
face down.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As to kind of like just in case something come rolling around.
You don't want to
and
see what's
didn't
popping
want-
up on the old
That's
screen.
right,
Don't you
that's
also have like privacy thing on your phone?
I do, yes.
Like you can never see what Jason's
No,
doing. I'm
he
always trying to
tries
watch him
show
text,
you.
and you have to cut his head off and put your head on his. Like that's the
Look.
only way to see it.
Yeah.
Well, I get those random photos.
Yeah, you're in a business meeting and
Time to time.
Like,
Can't
look
even
at my
leave
thigh. You know what I want to do? I at the comedy clubs how they make you put your phone in that and close it
Oh,
until
yeah.
the show's over. Why don't we start doing that on dates?
yeah.
Like, all right, let's
We're
go ahead
gonna-
and put our phones in here and lock them up.
Put this in the bread basket.
I go to the same
Bread
spot for
basket.
dates.
Where are you going?
Olive
Bread
Garden,
basket.
bottom.
Oh,
I go to sometimes the same spots for dates. So I might just get with like the I almost said maitre d'. What is that? Oh, barista. I might
Frothy
get with
monkey.
the barista.
good evening,
And then
sir.
it's like, oh, you're here to see Wes. Okay,
Yeah.
your phone goes in a pouch.
Hello, Wes.
And no
Welcome
more
back.
Twitter.
They
No
probably
more
know him
Twitter.
there now. And they're like, all right, Wes, you're ready for
Who
date
This
3.
This is not the same guy you were with
Alan's
yesterday.
walking in now. Alan, he'll be there in 2 minutes.
Oh, is that his name? How many times have you been on a date with someone like 3 times and not know their name? Like legit. No? I can't be the only one.
Well, you going a lot though.
Then I forget your name.
Yeah. Oh my God.
No, I
It's
usually, I would go on multiple dates.
And
I just don't know, like, and just don't take this the wrong way. How are you getting so many men to?
I don't know. Well,
I mean,
there's
are
no
you-
second date, so maybe that's the problem.
Yeah. I'd like to-
there's a
Well,
few
when you
that are.
forget their name, then
Yeah.
it's probably
You call him buddy or bro.
Oh, that's a great one. Yeah, bro 'em. Hey, bro. All right, so no one's dating. Well,
Not really.
we're like
y'all are dating.
I have a date. This is the first one. So
Yes, he
after
does.
that, it is dating, right?
Yeah. Yeah. If,
Mhm.
yeah.
And we're young, we're vibrant. Go out, meet
You-
people, have fun.
Oh.
And I'm not holding back anymore. Straight ahead. I'm also I don't know what
Gaily
episode
forward.
we were talking about the matchmaker. If you've never used a matchmaker, do it.
You have a great
It's
story
like
about
you
that.
cut. Yeah, I'm going back to her
Really?
now that I'm free, baby. Yeah. Been 4 months of healing, and you have to do that self-reflection and a lot of great therapy and gonna do it. Gonna do it because then it's kind of like arranged. Like, just tell me. I was trying out for Married at First Sight. Remember
would
that
not.
show?
Mm-hmm.
They did in Nashville. They actually wanted a gay couple, and they couldn't find like good matches to make it work.
I would not be on board.
And I
with
didn't
that.
get chosen. So
Would-
at this point I would do it.
You wouldn't do it, Jason?
I would not. No.
What's
I-
it? Born
Why?
is
What?
born blind. What is it? Blind at first. No, blind
Love-
at first.
Blind at first sight.
Love is blind.
Coming up next on Blind at First Sight.
Love is blind.
Love is blind,
Yes,
and then Married, at First, Sight.
Sight.
Yes,
Yeah.
I would do all of those.
Oh, 100%. Because you connect with people. You can get it annulled. Like, you don't have
It's a
to.
good way to approach it. Let's try it. We can always annul it.
I mean, why not?
Omar always tells me, not always. Omar generally tells me before dates. Now, Phillip, don't go in hot. Just
Yeah.
kind of ease into it and be okay with asking questions and make it about them.
But didn't your your therapist tell you that you
No.
came in hot one time?
He
Oh yeah,
did.
my therapist on the first day told me that I came in hot. I think it's because I did sit in his chair, but he told me to sit wherever I wanted, and I wanted his chair. So he had to lay on the couch.
I mean, he diagnosed you right away.
Is it tough for y'all to talk 50-50 on a first date? Because I can
Yes.
ramble, and I'm not the best looking dude. Like, I have to put my best foot forward, right?
That's a good.
And
That's a
it's-
good question
ooh.
because I think you and I, I think it's helped. The podcast helped me. Maybe same with you is to learn how to listen because a lot of this is like letting people tell their story. So I've gotten to where I approach it more like I'm about to do a little interview here and get to know this person. But it also bothers me if they don't have their own questions. I don't want and what about you? I'm like, no, that was my question. You can't. What about
Yeah,
me
you.
on that? Like that's
Mhm.
so.
Well, I do it so little. I tend to be very. reserved.
Jason's like, where's the fork go? Where's my bread basket? I don't even know.
You gonna eat that pasta?
How you getting home? Is it-
Y'all want to watch the game?
When's your mom gonna be here to pick you up?
Okay.
Just
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're gonna have law enforcement calling now.
Oh, I'm kidding.
Over 21.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, I think for me the biggest thing in a date is like Wes said, is just the connection.
Mm.
And you kind of know that pretty quickly. Like I'd say
You do,
within a
it's
few
natural.
minutes if there's connection.
Yeah.
I think if you're trying to, like, for me, it's like if I'm just grasping at things to talk about, the conversation is not going.
Yeah.
Well, your life hadn't been that exciting, honestly. I mean, you can use some of Wes and I's stories.
What
if you
about
want.
me? Oh, well, there's nothing really to talk about there.
But I have a friend, Wes. Let me tell you what he's done.
Like, oh, Wes.
Oh,
I
cool.
will. Okay, I'm going to tell a story. I'm going to be very vulnerable here.
Oh,
I
boy.
don't know if it's vulnerable. I just like that word. So I matched with a guy, and then he's like, "Oh, let me see your Instagram." So I gave him my Instagram. He's like, "Oh my god, I love Jason."
Oh God.
And I'm like, well, "Okay."
And you're
Not
like,
in a
well, I've
bad
got a
way.
charity event to get to.
I'm like, that no, because I mean, Nashville's only so big, but he had great things to say about you, Jason. And it's funny because I don't think he's like, I've never met Jason, but Jason is always so kind.
That's why he likes me.
Yeah. But no, he said you're always so kind. And when people are mean online and we body shame each other, even on the apps, people are so rude. I mean, we should be kinder on Grindr, right? Be tender
like
on
it.
Tinder.
Okay.
You know,
I'm
see
out.
where you're
This
going
is-
with it.
I love
Be
to
more
rhyme.
Bumble on Bumble. Be more Farmers Only on Farmers Only.
But you were very kind to him.
Be a fox
and,
on Silver Fox.
I've not met him. His octave is too high, but very nice guy.
Oh yes.
Good.
Yes.
Mm,
Well, I was
good
very- I mean, a
kid,
good
good
kid.
kid.
Good kid.
Good kid.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
Um,
surprised
have
that
fun
you
dating.
connected with him.
I don't know his name, but he said you were lying.
I don't know. I
that
don't even remember.
Well, I couldn't hear the voice. God,
Well,
that sounds so horrible. I shouldn't have said it that way. You know what I mean? Just a natural connection.
Yeah,
Let's talk about cooking.
As long as the voice is not cooking.
I don't judge people. You observe, and then it's like if it's for you. And look, I'm not for everyone, obviously. So I'm not hypocritical.
Well, if anybody out there is into short, fat, and old, I am your guy.
I was like, are you talking about one of us?
Right
God.
here. Vegetarian now. God.
Cooking. Oh yeah, these two really love to cook.
Has that made you moody? Like, do you crave
What?
meat?
Cooking?
Oh, meat.
Oh,
No, I don't miss meat. I was on the interstate the other day and I was next to a trailer that had cows in it. And I was like weeping. I was so sad.
Were you weeping?
Wes,
Yes.
you were
I think you
weeping.
made this up. There's
No,
no
I- it
way.
was
Wes,
literally
you
happened.
were weeping.
It happened yesterday. It happened
Wes,
yesterday.
what
Oh,
is-
look at him.
I was like sad.
No, literally, water was falling out of
No,
that's
not
weeping.
weeping. Weeping is sad.
That's not
Oh,
the act.
whatever.
Weeping is
I
the
was
act
sad
of,
then.
of water leaving your eyes.
Like
So
sweeping.
so
on
you
the
were
eyes.
just
I was
sad.
sad. Yeah. Weeping sad.
Yeah.
And
No.
but then it was just like you see their noses sticking out the side of the semi, and they're like, it was sad.
I think I drove by that same truck and then I was like,
I'm
He's
hungry
like,
for a taco.
man, I'm
This
hungry.
day.
I want a burger.
I don't think we need to eat meat. It's something we don't need to put in our bodies. And if you watch Game Changers with Arnold Schwarzenegger, like it's all processed, and that's where all these diseases are coming from. So I think that we should eat meat.
Real quick, you realize that in most of the vegan stuff that there's more products that are harmful.
No,
for
I
you.
only eat vegetables, stuff that comes from the earth. I
Yeah,
stay on the
thank you.
outside of the
Yeah,
grocery
thank
store.
you for telling us where vegetables come from.
No, I stay on the outside the grocery store because I'm not buying packaged goods.
Okay, good.
Other than
you're making good decisions.
Crackers, but see, I take that differently from you, Philip. I feel like you're like, oh, good.
No, I mean
No.
you've done great. You eat only vegetables. That's wonderful.
Fish.
Yeah.
You eat fish. You tell me you eat fish.
I do love some salmon. Do love some salmon.
I only eat what comes out of the earth
It does. It comes out of the water
and the ocean.
and the ocean,
Yes, see,
or
Thank
the
you.
lake.
and I weep a lot, a lot.
So pescatarian, but like I have salmon like once a month.
Sounds good.
But I have an air fryer now, and that is just
Yeah.
changing the world. Let's talk about that.
I do like my air fryer.
Yeah. What
But
do you
I don't
cook?
cook the same things in it that you do.
You put like a
You kill
side of a lamb.
Wings and tater tots.
How do you get this full turkey in this air fryer?
Oh, I'll do a tater tot.
loin of pork?
Loin of pork.
Yeah, I've got.
Philip is.
I got an air
amazing
fryer.
cook. You're an amazing cook.
I haven't cooked as much lately though, and the air fryer I like. I don't quite get it. I'm not quite sure how you heat up air and it cooks the inside of a chicken, and what's heating
In like 3
I-
minutes.
It's very magic-y.
Think
But-
of a convection oven. That's essentially what it is.
I don't know what that is.
It's
Oh,
moving,
the
it's
air.
moving the heated air. around.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess
just
it
put
does.
You're
make
veggies
sense.
welcome.
in. I just put veggies
You're welcome.
in.
That's the smartest thing you've ever said, Jason, since I've known you these last year, whatever, 2.
7.
Seems like forever.
I'm on a roll.
This is our last visit to the podcast.
No, but Philip will bring in. He's like, he has a partridge with a coulis sauce and raspberry Kool-Aid.
He does get fancy.
and all that. I put Brussels sprouts in and then just dunk them in ranch after, not ranch,
Ooh,
but I do a good Indian curry sauce after they're
I
in the
love curry.
fryer
I
thing.
love
I'll
curry.
dabble a little bit of that on there.
little dibble dabble.
Yeah,
That's
Curry.
good.
Mm.
it is pretty good. It does get boring though. I'm a creature of habit. So having the same thing over and over is okay with me, but it's kind of starting to get boring after a month.
Well, maybe get you an air fryer cookbook. Get
Oh,
you
I
some-
already came with one.
Oh.
But that's a lot of. I just don't like to
He's
be in
on
the
page
kitchen.
285 right now.
And I'm like, when I get a new kitchen, it's gonna have an island, all that, and I have that, and I'm like, still not. It's like if I ever have that, I'm gonna cook all the time.
Yeah.
No,
not so much.
but the air fryer because I want to be in and out in 13 minutes.
Do you
Done.
have a cookbook specifically like for vegetarian
They have like a veggie section, but yeah, they make those. So maybe I'll get one of those.
Get it.
I mean,
Yes.
Phillip was a vegetarian for a little while. How long were you?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I can get some.
How long was
tips.
it? About a year?
Yeah.
Really? When was that?
A few years ago, like I shouldn't say that. I was going to say, like all vegetarians, I bragged about it the entire year. I would literally interrupt people. I can't even relate. I'm a vegetarian. I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm sorry, I didn't slaughter a cow earlier. They were like, "We got it. You're a vegetarian."
Well, that's like Wes. How long has it been? A few months. He's like, I just don't think it's needed.
No one should eat meat.
Nobody should ever.
No,
eat
it's
meat
not needed.
ever.
I don't think I'll ever go back.
Good. More meat for us, Jason.
Bring that truck around.
Yeah.
I was going down 65 earlier, so
Weeping.
jump on it.
Weeping.
If you ever drive by Wes and he's weeping, just assume he's seen a
He's
cow.
seen a cow.
Those cows were weeping. Like those cows could have been on a farm, and they were packed in a trailer. Watch Game Changers and Forks Over Knives.
Why do you think God put animals on this earth?
To be like, I don't know, it's evolution in the ecosystem. But some of the most powerful, okay, here's what I took from Game Changers. Some of the most powerful animals on earth are herbivores, however you say it. So elephants don't eat meat. Bison don't eat meat. Strongest ox. Everybody's like, I want to be as strong as an ox. Name an ox that eats meat. They don't. Get it?
I got nothing.
Yeah, neither.
Right,
Sam, you've stunned us with that blinding logic.
It was in the movie. It's a documentary.
I'm of the belief that God put animals on this earth for us to consume. I mean, he didn't want us to just sit around and hope that we could. Well, what if there's a famine and you couldn't have vegetables?
Well, I agree with that.
I think I respect the fact that you have chosen to not eat meat based on your desire not to kill an animal.
I'll go out and also go to a steak restaurant with y'all and have the broccolini or whatever. Cause I'm not one of those that's going to
imagine splitting that check. That's like, I only had the broccolini, so I'm only paying $4.
Okay. If y'all had like $30 martinis and an $80 steak, I'm not splitting it down the middle.
Are you going to eat the rest of that stemmed broccoli right there?
And I wrap that up to go.
But no, I don't. Same with the drinking. I can still be around it. But there are those people, don't get me confused. There are those people that will kind of judge you for drinking or eating, pork and stuff like that we shouldn't eat. And I don't judge that. I'm like, okay, do it. Because there are other animals like tigers and alligators that do eat other animals.
I feel like he's just naming animals now.
The ones I can remember.
2 Bottles Deep, sponsored by National Geographic. You're there.
He's named 4 animals, and he's out.
Elephants don't eat meat, and they are one of the most majestic.
Oh.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
Oh, did I?
3 minutes ago.
Oh, forgot about that
Yeah.
one. Let's talk about an active shooter.
Sponsored by Ginkgo biloba.
On the notes here. The Ginkgo.
Anybody know any comments about an elephant? Haven't talked about that in the last 2 minutes. Majestic animal.
Jason,
5 minutes later, Wes is going to be like, did you know?
To circle back
On the elephant eating the no meat thing.
I know.
Ginkgo biloba.
Giraffes.
On the notes, I have active shooter at Tribe, and I have no idea what that is.
We need to pay more attention to this. Jason, like this guy come in with a hoodie and a backpack, and I'm just
yeah.
like he's been
This
at the
guy-
bar
okay,
for like
so
an
let's-
hour, and I'm like,
We were at Tribe on a Sunday, and Wes saw
you
this
gotta
guy
be aware of your surroundings.
walked in. I mean, he had a backpack on, and he went right into the bathroom.
Who does
and
that?
Wes immediately
Active shooters.
Wes
Yeah, they're
immediately
preparing.
stands up, scoots back, and he's like, I think we should go to the patio. I was like,
Y'all were not motivated at all.
Was I there?
Mm-mm.
no, you were not
I was
there.
going to say, I wasn't motivated. I feel like I'm always motivated. So did you go to the patio?
No, we did
Well,
not.
they convinced me, but then
because
I was
then he
like
came
1
out and he got a
foot
drink and then he
ready.
met his friends at the pool table.
Well, shove. That's a stretch. I mean, not a shove.
That's a shove.
That's a stretch. Not judging, but crazy white looking dude. And all the active shooters,
like those
crazy
are-
white people. They're all crazy white people usually.
Yeah.
And then I was just looking out for my friends, so you're welcome.
I mean,
And I'm glad nothing happened.
Look, it was a fair assessment because I mean,
he did have an AR-15.
To be honest, like when Pulse happened, they said that shooter actually chilled at the bar for like 2.5 hours before he went out to his car and got. I mean, I get your concern. I mean, it wasn't.
We're laughing,
but like, I mean, you saw him walk in. I mean, guy with a book bag, we're gone. You know, that sort of thing.
I mean, it's the same kind of thing that happened after 9/11. I mean, I hate to say it, but you would right after 9/11, you see anyone that remotely looks like they're from the Middle East, and just immediate, just like we've had so many freaking active shooters in the country. I mean, yeah, you need to stay freaking alert. You need to be very aware of anybody that shows up that like has an unusually large duffel bag that they're carrying. Like, what? Show me the duffel bag. Let's go. I want to see what's in there.
People were definitely profiled during 9/11.
Yeah, I hated that because I did it.
I mean, Robin Williams even he did a whole thing on it, and he was like, it was ridiculous how it was like they come in and they're like, we're just going to do a random back check, just a random list of names. I've got nothing but a random list of names here. Right. And then he would shoot off, got something zing. And then they would all be.
And the last one was Jerry Smith.
Yeah. I mean,
just to cover it all.
Random. You know? I mean, it was a joke.
God, he was brilliant, wasn't he? Any questions for us, Jason?
Yeah, you're welcome to our studio.
How does it feel to make it to season 3?
Oh, great. The stressors for both of us have been the video part.
Yeah.
Wes and I are not the smartest when it comes to technology. So we have done a lot of
this is an exciting
mistakes. I mean,
no. And then one week it works, and the next week we plug it in the same way, and then it's like unplugged, or it's like not recording. And I'm like, and I am even at work. They know me as the anti.
Yeah, he had a little moment earlier.
I did. I got curse words. I said, "Gosh darn it." Dadgummit was one I used that I really regret. But it was just like there's too much technology, and in this world, I was like, it's making it easier. I'm like, now I have 3 more apps to run like one part of my life. I'm not doing it. You know? And but I can't tell my corporate I'm not doing it because that's overruled. I don't own the company.
It's true. But we're glad. We're glad to be in season 3.
I love everything that comes out of it.
Of what?
Like this. It's like great to be on YouTube.
Oh.
But I just I know it's great, right? Because when we're having guests on
vegetables or something.
We're having Vivica Steele on, we're having all these people on, and then it's like, and it's great.
Yeah, and we do. We're grateful for season 3. We've got a lot of great guests coming up, so it's gonna be big.
Y'all have tackled some really great conversations and topics, and I love how y'all have thrown in humor and.
Phillip has
good looks.
It's just a really good mix.
Wearing my marble countertop shirt today.
That's right.
But there was a serious question I was going to ask you both. Look at y'all's face. Anybody know any majestic animals?
Oh, like a giraffe. Why? For what? I don't get it.
That don't eat meat.
Oh my God! Yeah, giraffes.
I hear the elephant.
Antelopes don't. Antelopes.
It's quite majestic.
Oh me.
They do. What is like leaping? They leap.
Mm-hmm.
Antelope.
Antelope.
Mm-hmm.
They probably don't eat meat, do they? Oh no, because they're like a deer, and deers just graze. Deer's another one. Do you?
I feel like it could just be an hour of Wes just talking through animals.
I was about to say,
what's an anteater?
I love how
what do they eat?
I love how when it just hits him, it's like, oh, it's the.
And then I answer
he
myself.
just talks to himself right in.
He has his own conversation.
Right. That's definitely not right, Wes. That's definitely not right.
All right, boys. Well, look, we are 52 minutes into lots
absolutely
of
nothing.
Right, we're shooting the shit.
Be kind to one another, right?
Yes.
Who am I, Ellen?
Thank you.
Jason.
Be kind to animals.
Judge people on the way they talk. Just be nice. Jason, really, you were the most downloaded episode last year, and that resonates.
I have
with
no
people.
idea
You're an
why.
awesome. Neither do we. But
well, Wes, you and I were on it, so it could have been us. Honestly, it had nothing to do with Jason. Maybe you and I were just
didn't
really
have
good.
anything to do with me.
Just so happened that was a week people were listening to the whole podcast.
God, I got nothing going on. Let's listen to this show.
Yeah. Jason, any parting messages for the world?
Yeah.
Put you on the spot.
If you can't love yourself, how the hell are you going to love? Oh,
That's a good one.
no. I
That
mean, it
sounds
really,
like something I've heard before.
a herbivore.
Oh, speaking of
Oh,
herbivores,
you know who's a herbivore?
brontosauruses are.
Elephants. That's who's a herbivore.
Yeah. And you can be an herbivore at the Wild Cow here in Nashville. It's a great vegetarian and vegan restaurant. So
That's
if you're
right.
going to visit the Wild Cow, Phillip, if y'all aren't watching on YouTube, the facial expressions are just phenomenal.
Just random commercials that pop up with Wes.
The
Wild Cow in Nashville.
Phillip's like, they're not paying us. I'm like, I just have to,
Yeah.
have to do it.
All right. Well, thank you, Jason. We
No,
do
thank
appreciate
you.
it. We make a lot of fun of you because we can barely see you. You're so short. But
Sitting on a couple
one of us
books.
loves you a lot, and the other one,
Tolerates me.
yeah, tolerates you. I'm that one. No, I love you.
No, I love you. I like you too, Wes.
Yeah.
Just
Jason and
kidding.
I talk a few times throughout the week
We do.
because of our job. We're
We
both in
vent.
property management.
No, at least you
And-
hear from him.
When
I
do-
literally
when do you-
had to
when do you-
ask Jason on Sunday at Golden Pony. I asked Jason, I said, why don't you ever text me during the week? And he was like, oh, I'm so busy. Do you have any idea how
No.
busy I am? My story,
Did
not
not
yours.
say-
My story. And I said, I want you sometime during the week to just text me out of the blue. And he said, okay. And then Wednesday at 5:40, I get a GIF of an old man and it just says, out of the blue. I was like, oh, that's the last time I'll hear from her during the week.
Speaking of
I'm
Golden
just
Pony,
I'm just very. I just get into a routine, and that's just
Well,
it. I mean,
busy
it's
throughout the
no
week.
other reason. I mean, Wes only contacts when he needs numbers. So.
yeah, Jason, what's your numbers this week? But like I've always said, a man's friendships are one of the best measures of his worth. So leave me on.
Have you always said that?
Yeah, always. I'll never forget that one. But it is. You're worthy and you're a great friend and you're a great human. I'm serious. He is so
Hearing
great.
Phillip.
Speaking of Golden Pony, us three went. We're almost at
What's
the time, but
happening?
you have to go to Sam Graham's part, the Golden
Oh
Pony.
yes, the
We're gonna be-
Golden Pony.
Oh, 2 bottles deep. Stay in touch because we are going to be doing a live episode from the jungle room there, and you don't know who's all going to show up
That's
It's true.
exciting.
because we don't either.
Yeah.
we haven't set it up yet. But we're going to be there thanks to the owner Sam.
Sam Graham.
Sam
Yes.
Graham did such an amazing job with that.
He did. Super proud of
He
him.
is one of those people that you just don't call him Sam.
Nope.
It's Sam Graham.
It's got to be Sam
Yeah.
Graham.
Or I am Sam. That's how he introduces. I am Sam. Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Jason. We
Thank
really
you.
appreciate you.
This is
Guys, we
fun.
hope y'all have a great week. Thanks for listening and or watching. Remember, if you've got questions or comments, slide
Yes.
into our DMs or email us at 2bottlesdeep@gmail.com
Yes.
and go watch us on YouTube. You can see what Jason actually looks like.
Yes.
Yeah. Which maybe you turn it off and go back to audio. I
Maybe
don't
you
know.
want to, maybe you don't.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And spread the positive productions. Thanks for having us on.
Yes.
yes.
All right. Well, everybody have a good week.
Spread
Wes,
Thank you,
the love.
boys. I
Wes,
appreciate
good
it.
to see you.
Good to see you.
All right. Love
Love
you, baby.
y'all.
Bye.
Travel the world.
Travel the world. Thanks for listening to another great episode of 2 Bottles Deep.
Don't forget to give us a 5-star rating wherever you get your podcast.
And while you're at it, write us a fabulous review.
Please reach out to us on our email, 2bottlesdeep@gmail.com.
There is plenty of love in this world. Be a part of it.